Texas dawn painted the plains. A new story quietly began today here. Barbed wire, framed wooden mess hall. Bacon smell threaded morning, like promise softly. German prisoners shuffled in line, eyes hollow, disbelief stitched into faces quietly. Cowboy cook, in sweatstand hat, flipped eggs, humming a country tune softly. Carl Weiss froze at the counter, plate of bacon like miracle today. He bit, tears came. A single taste unmoored years of hatred silently. Rumors called it propaganda. His gut insisted reality, warmth, and care today. Train to New York revealed an intact skyline, industry humming, alive relentlessly. Liberty ships, crates, workers, abundance contradicted everything taught back home by propaganda. Texas camp appeared simple, whitewashed, ordered. It did not feel prison really. Guards joked. Prisoners worked fields, paid small wages. Cigarettes bought small comforts. Night brought swing music. Notes seeped into bunks, smoothing broken nerves softly. Carl watched villagers. Children playing baseball shattered his assumptions about America honestly. Ranch work taught skills. Cowboy offered tobacco, jokes, an awkward friendship quietly. First horse ride felt strange. Chestnut burned beneath him, freedom's pulse steady. Camp library opened minds. German men read, learned, translated, and wandered longingly. Numbers stunned Carl. Production figures, ship counts, factories working non-stop with efficiency. He compared logistics. American organization felt like art, not brute force exactly. Work on ranch, blurred lines. Laughter at lunch. Shared cigarettes, mutual respect. Winter returned. News broadcasts announced collapse of Reich. Silence swallowed dining hall. Men absorbed Berlin's fall with stunned faces. Grief folded into disbelief quietly. Carl's mother's letter arrived. She survived Dresden's fires. The words trembled softly. Camp chaplain held service. Guards and prisoners sang under stars together humbly. Broadcasts declared surrender. The phrase freedom sliced through conditions, silence and wonder. Guards announced guests. Uncertainty and relief braided through every face slowly. Breakfasts turned communal. Bacon, eggs, coffee bridging. Years of indoctrination and healing. Carl translated letters for others. His language eased homesick hearts and mended. He tore his commander's letter. Old promises sounded hollow against new realities. Farewell breakfast before departure shimmered with awkward joy and shared stories softly. Cowboy tore tablecloth piece for Carl. A small, meaningful keepsake offered gratefully. Trucks carried them to trains. Guards tipped hats. Hands shook goodbye gently. On board ship, men watched Statue of Liberty fade. Future felt uncertain deeply. Carl wrote to his mother. Words clumsy, but full of new understanding. The train rolled through Heartland. Fields and towns stitched a peaceful panorama. A guard poured coffee. Simple kindness became currency for rebuilding trust slowly. At port, pens and envelopes distributed. Men wrote long-awaited letters home hopefully. Carl folded tablecloth and tucked it into his jacket, heart heavy steadily. Ship sailed east. Men watched coastline vanish, futures dangling like threads, and he promised to return as a man, not a soldier, in letter. Night on deck, stars overhead. Some sang country tunes, others whispered prayers. Back in Germany, Karl saw ruins through railcar window. Grief reawakened quietly. Home search revealed loss. Mother survived, sister alive, father missing, still unknown. Communities struggled. Rebuilding began with ration lines and weary determination and hope. Karl met neighbors. Conversations awkward, memories heavy, kindness fragile, but growing slowly. He used camp savings to buy tools. Rebuilding began 1-0 today. Village children curious. They asked about America, chocolate, trains, and freedom wide-eyed. Karl taught mechanics in small workshop, translating lessons of survival into skill. Letters kept arriving. Some bore good news, others grief, all reshaped futures. Occasionally, memories of Bacon returned small comforts, anchoring his healing and memory. He wrote essays about Texas kindness, mailed them to curious commanders abroad. Years passed. He married, built a modest shop, and fathered a son. At night, he hummed swing tunes, learned under Texas skies, softly, often. His son asked about America. Karl told the truth, with careful tenderness. Occasionally, he baked bacon on Sundays. Smell summoned memory, gratitude, forgiveness daily. Neighbors visited. They listened to stories of trains, ranchers, and kindness openly. A postcard arrived from Texas. "You've changed a morning. You remember always." He returned to camp decades later. Fences gone, foundations buried under grass. Old cooks and guards had passed. Memories remained like warm embers glowing. At a small ceremony, villagers and former prisoners shared quiet applause together. Karl placed his folded tablecloth on a stone. His fatherless past soft. He told his son about choosing dignity over hatred, every morning steadfastly. Local school invited him to speak. Children listened wide-eyed to history earnestly. A documentary crew arrived. Black and white footage intercut with warm kitchen scenes softly. He described the train, the ship, the unexpected mercy that rewired him. Veterans shared letters and tears. Cameras captured humanity beyond uniforms and flags. Karl laughed at a cowboy's old joke. The sound eased generations quietly. Archivists found camp logs, dates, meals, and smiles recorded in careful ink. He visited the old ranch. A descendant of Jack offered warm handshake. They shared coffee and biscuits. Past and present folded into simple hospitality. At dusk, Karl walked alone where barbed wire once snagged dreams gently. A child asked why enemies were fed. Karl answered with a story. He spoke of Bacon's crunch-breaking belief, of coffee melting fear softly. Letters from former prisoners arrived. Gratitude traveled oceans and decades forward, always. His son grew curious, learning languages, teaching tools, carrying memory forward proudly. An elderly German returned to thank him. Embraces crossed old borders gently. They planted a small tree where the mess hall once warmed men. Seasons turned. The tree grew, a living memorial for shared breakfasts always. Carl's hands bore grease and calluses. They told stories without words softly. On an anniversary, Texans sent postcards. A flag flew, memories honored tenderly. He taught his grandson to fix engines. Patience replaced the old anger. A museum-opened exhibit about camps. Carl's tablecloth displayed behind glass quietly. Schoolchildren visited. They listened to frying sounds in recorded mess hall audio. Carl's voice narrated fragments, his cadence steady, memories tempered by grace softly. A researcher asked about logistics. He smiled and explained simple human choices. Once a skeptic, his neighbor now defended mercy as true strength firmly. Letters in the archive testified to lives saved, friendships seeded, futures reborn. He sat in the Maysole doorway, watching sunlight quilt the fields slowly. A granddaughter traced the tablecloth's checkered pattern, asking gentle questions about history. We fed them breakfast. Breakfast fed something deeper than hunger and hatred. The grandson promised to teach kindness, a legacy passed through small actions. A final reunion brought tears. Old hands clasped across time's wide river. Journalists filmed tears and laughter. Their lenses recorded quiet redemption and grace. Carl looked at horizon. He felt peace like a soft, warm blanket. He placed his hands on the tablecloth one last time, blessing quietly. Grandchildren laughed, chasing chickens where prisoners once queued for stew and memory. A historian quoted Carl's line, "Power is in generosity," printed widely today. At 90, Carl attended opening of memorial, his eyes steady, proud softly. He died surrounded by family. Bacon fragrance remembered in quiet kitchen, always. The tree bore fruit. Visitors left notes, photographs, and folded flags, often. Legacy settled like dust. In sunbeams, small acts reshaped history forever gently.